So resilience is really the ability to bounce back from adverse experiences and things. So we're looking at, there's more than just individual resilience. Okay, there's a community resilience thing as well. So, but it starts with the individual, and your experiences and your genetics have a big role to play in how you're going to respond to things, but also what you learned behaviors from your parents, from people around you, from your peers, etc. Those learned behaviors are also going to have an influence on how you react to certain things and whether you have that ability to bounce back. So there is a strong genetic component, and there is a strong biochemical component to it as well. There's that mental emotional, and there's that social component. So there's that whole chair analogy, those legs of the chair. So it's about, again, finding that balance, what supports you. And I want to emphasize, it's okay to ask for help. You're not a superhero, and if you're struggling, it's not a sign of weakness when you ask for help. It's actually a sign of strength, that you have the courage to actually ask for help. Whether it's a counselor, whether it's a nutritional person or a naturopath or whatever, getting some support of some kind, I think, is critical. Not waiting until it's too late. So trying to be as proactive as possible. So to building your resilience, we can look at, just if I want to just talk immunity resistance, that physical immunity to support you to either prevent you from getting it or help you through getting COVID, if you get COVID, is really focusing on your immune system. And you've got to go back to the gut. You've got to go back to your microbiome. Are your good bacteria happy and healthy and being fed what they need to be fed? Because it's a symbiotic relationship with those good bugs. If they're not happy, you're not going to be happy, I promise you. You're not going to make that neurochemistry. You're not going to make enough serotonin to feel happy. You're going to have depletion in GABA, which is your anti-anxiety neurochemical. So supporting that through good, healthy nutrition, and nutrition individualized for you based on your genetics and based on a lot of factors, and making sure that you are taking time to care for yourself. So a bit of movement, a bit of exercise, sunshine, get out into nature, and social interaction, again, really, really important. And then we can top up with some supplements. Supplements are there to fill in the gap. Some people need to eat way more of certain foods. They can't necessarily have access to it, or they can't necessarily stomach it or manage it. So we have to put that in a supplemental form. So just topping up with some of the basics, but the basics individualized to you as well. So, I'm not just going to say, take more vitamin C, because some people might get reflux if they take more vitamin C. It's ascorbic acid, it's an acid. Some people have kidney issues, and that's going to affect their kidneys. So what form of vitamin C are you going to take? Are you going to take a liposomal? Are you going to take an esterized, So it's more complex than just going to a shop and buying something off the shelf and self-medicating. If you want to have optimal supplementation as part of your resilience package or your immune package, you need somebody who knows what they're talking about to advise you. And it's not somebody necessarily in the shop, because what is their aim? To sell something to you. Okay, and sell something to you that's in that shop. So it might not be something in that shop that you need. You might be needing something else. So good nutrition, some supplementation to top up on top of that. Being aware that we are very toxic. We're living in a toxic environment. So supporting your natural detoxification processes. Making sure your bowel movements are good and your bowel's working properly. Make sure your liver's functioning properly. Make sure you're giving support to your kidneys so that you are flushing out those toxins properly. Adding in a few herbals, botanical medicines, and a couple of other things to support that. I think that's a good start from just a basic physical resilience, immunity perspective. And good fermented foods and probiotics to help support those good guys, because they're dying off like crazy. Every time you stress about anything, those guys die off. And the more strain your body's under, we need to replenish with with those good bacteria, but as well as with the foods that those bacteria need as well.